Hi, this deck of cards was compiled to facilitate working through the MCAT style passage, spinal nerves, and Guillain-Barré syndrome. And the content covered is biological foundations of behavior. Okay? Visceral nerves innervate the blank. So, in a general sense, what do visceral nerves innervate? When I say innervate, I mean like supplying an organ with nerves. Okay? So that's what I think I just gave you the answer, but what is the actual answer? That's right, organs. So here goes pictures of the nervous system, the autonomic nervous system, innervating the different organs, the internal organs, or even the exterior organs. Okay? All right, so I'll just give you a moment to take in this picture. A visceral, and that means like internal. Afferent or efferent nerve sends a motor signal to the viscera, and viscera is the internal organs. So which answer choice is it? That would be efferent neurons, okay? So we can see efferent neurons are nerves that send signals from the central nervous system or spinal cord to the effector organ, muscle, etc. Okay. Motor signals travel through afferent or efferent nerves. So where do motor signals travel? I mean, just take a brief moment to think. Again, through efferent nerves. And here's the perfect example. We see a signal leaving the central nervous system, the spinal cord, and going to a muscle, maybe for some type of motor action. Skeletal muscles are innervated with somatic nerves, while smooth muscles are innervated with blank nerves. So, smooth muscles are like muscles of the lungs, the esophagus, the intestine. What type of nerves innervate these muscles? That would be visceral. Okay, visceral, internal, autonomic again. So there's actually more than one answer. But here I'm looking for visceral. S blank nerves send sensory information from the body wall and limbs. So what type of nerves send sensory information from the body walls and limbs to the central nervous system or the spinal cord? That would be somatic. Somatic nerves, right? So here goes an afferent nerve, signals leaving the organ of interest, and the signals going to the spinal cord within the central nervous system. Afferent nerves travel through the blank root to reach the spinal cord. So anatomically, what root? When I say root, I mean ganglion, and a ganglion is like the cell body where the nucleus is contained for a nerve cell. To reach the spinal cord, so which root does it travel through? That would be the dorsal root, okay? The dorsal root. And a dorsal root, which is pictured right here, like dorsal is like an anatomical orientation or direction, and it's like your back, whereas ventral is your front. So your backside, back of your legs, that's all dorsal. Ventral is like, you can see your stomach, your face, things like that. The blank nervous system is responsible for the fight or flight instinct. So which division of the nervous system is responsible for this? That would again be the autonomic nervous system, but it's important to note that there's two functional divisions of the autonomic nervous system. The parasympathetic, which is also known as rest and digest, and then there's the sympathetic portion of the autonomic nervous system known as the fight or flight portion. This is the portion responsible for fight or flight response. Okay? All right. The blank nervous system regulates heart rate, digestion, and salivation. So what is it? And I think by now you should definitely know the answer. Again, that's the autonomic nervous system. Okay? I'll give you a moment to take in the different organs that are innervated by the autonomic nervous system. Afferent or efferent nerves travel through the ventral root. So which type of nerve travels through the ventral root as opposed to the dorsal root? That would be efferent nerves. So here goes a cross section of the spinal cord, and here we see efferent neurons traveling through the ventral root. Okay. Now, all this terminology might be a little new. It's okay if it feels a little uncomfortable. It's just because, it's one of those things, a learning curve, it's new, it's always going to feel unfamiliar, and that's all right. Just play the video a few times and it won't seem as unfamiliar.